So, everyone remember where they are? Where they're sitting?
At a table.
At a
I
table.
am lying on the ground.
We're taking a little bit of a creative liberty here. So it's been a couple minutes.
Did we do...
I am still lying on the ground.
Yeah,
We
you've been...
were betting on the fight.
Yeah, did Pallas
Who won
actually
the-
refrain from betting?
Who won the bet?
Not Fox.
I won.
Richter won.
Damn, Richter won, okay.
But yeah, so you've been refreshed. They called a few servants in, and Baron Tenebrae has also returned. Anyway, but yeah, Candyce is just spread eagle.
No, I think if it's been a few minutes, I think she's like gotten up and
Started
gotten
crying.
a glass of water.
Yeah, the servants have like
the opposite of crying.
Okay,
Yes.
remind me, what was this battle for?
Basically,
Yeah,
Candyce
do you
did a
know? Wait, hold on.
fucky.
Does the guy know?
No, they don't.
Oh, so they just started fighting.
I feel like you should
Yes. Yeah, if you want to ask that in
Yeah,
character.
can I like lead? Who's next to me? Is it
Fox
only-
and Richter. Yeah, they're on either side of you.
Can I ask Fox?
Yeah, sure, if you want.
So I ask Fox.
Oh, so, about, 5 years ago? 5? 6?
Candyce does a middling.
So Candyce used to live here. If you were sort of tuned into the royal news, she was the consort.
Oh!
This is her.
Oh!
Yeah.
That will explain that one.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is her, and she left against the wishes of her. And
They
you
can
see,
do
you
that.
see Raw.
She's sitting there. There's a servant with a fan next to her. So yes, Candyce just boxed the president.
Yeah, Candyce.
But she
Candyce
lost, so it's okay.
reattaches her arm and turns on
Yeah,
the,
they
the
brought it
AC setting.
It smells a little bit like jet coolant, as it always does.
That's fine.
That's cursed.
So basically, this was just to decide. Actually, I never asked that. What was this actually to decide?
He looks over at Candyce and like at Raw.
What was this actually being fought over?
Candyce says, like, looks over, like, expecting Rod to say something, because, like, she just challenged her.
Yeah.
Like, there's a sort of, Candyce knows why Rod did it.
Right.
She doesn't know what her reason is, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So there's sort of a pause there.
I don't have to explain myself.
Baron Tenebrae, sitting at the end of the table, is looks between all of you and like sort of taps his fingers against the table.
There's like a moment of awkward silence as Candyce picks up a glass and just like downs the entire thing.
Oh, that's terrible.
So, if we could, return to business, I would appreciate that.
What is the business?
Do you want me here?
Oh yes, this concerns you, actually.
Alright, she like takes a seat like, okay.
That is the reason I have been summoned here, especially under these current, strenuous times with our relationship with the...
Gestures vaguely over at Raw, who is being... There are several servants around her who are sort of like trying to pick pieces of jewelry and clothes off of her that have gotten sweat on it. She's trying to bat them away.
There's someone who's like trying to pry the swords out of the floor.
Oh yeah, there's one in the floor. Where did the other one go?
I think I stepped both of them into the
Oh
floor.
yeah, and then you drop kicked her.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are just in the table now. And he looks over to Candyce and gestures. See, Fox is now firmly paying attention to the situation when he wasn't earlier. And
Candyce takes note of that, like, oh wow, he's actually like paying attention. Alright. That's different.
You were never officially discharged from service.
She like looks at Fox.
there's a little bit of confusion, but he has now fully stuck to the business poker face.
Richter's messing with a little jewelry piece on the table. He's just keeping silent.
He's spinning it.
Spinning it, rolling around.
Alright. What does that mean then?
You are still, technically, a citizen and, well, Imperial Paladin. You have not been released from service. You are a deserter.
She like nods.
And I've been called here to discuss terms of extradition.
Ah.
And Ra has finally badgered away all of her servants and is now sitting there.
Wait, were you here before us? We landed not even a day ago.
Yes, I was sent here to discuss the terms of your finding. It was not expected that you would turn up here so soon. You were sent for. There was a messenger sent to the address of one, one Strauss.
Well, that lines up. He knew where we were going.
Yes, he directed us here.
Yeah, you see Fox, like, there's just a very...
That makes sense. He got one last fuck you off. Alright,
if we were to continue...
And then there's a... at the door. Everyone sort of looks over. Is anyone gonna get that? Ra, like, waves, and one of the guardsmen walks over and opens the door. You see a messenger walk in, who is looks like they've been running for a little bit.
This is Mr. This is you're missing. Regent Ramahala. The Prince Regent is here.
What?
The Prince Regent, the Western Nahuale is here now.
And you see that, like, Fox, like, there's a shrug there, but Ra immediately goes from sort of like casual business face to barely restrained business face.
Is this a name I recognize, or is this new?
You would recognize this, if only from passing conversations of foreign policy. This is the son of the Western Regent.
Alright.
And this is the person who challenged Ramhala's father to a duel of authority and killed him.
I see.
Because he and his father believe that the current line, the Mahalas, the northern rule, is falling away from tradition, and they don't align with that. And they have been trying to basically usurp them for years.
Oh, well then he probably hates me then.
Oh yeah, you are a testament to everything that he hates about the current line.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that you left.
Yeah.
The fact that you were allowed to leave and are still alive was actually a huge point. There was almost a civil war over that.
Candyce makes the Soul Eater Excalibur face.
Wow, that was...
Wish I knew what you were talking about.
A pull I wasn't expecting from you, but I appreciate it.
I haven't even seen the show. It's just a legendary meme.
And you see Mahala, and then Baron Tenderby just sort of...
Is this bad?
I don't know about you. It's bad for everyone here.
You hear some commotion approaching down the hallway.
Can you just barge in? Aren't we kind of in the middle of a thing?
No, Regent Mahala, he is here.
All right, I'm gonna read the room and make myself scarce, right?
Mahala like looks over and...
No. You do not bend to his demands.
Like she pushes her chair back and like stands up and like adjusts, and her guardsmen stand at attention. Yet again, the Baron is just sort of lost in the room. Like looks over to Fox and receives complete apathy. Fox actually leans over to you, Pallas, and just...
Hey, so while this is going on, I did have something I wanted to talk to you about.
Me?
Yeah, you and your brother, you do...
Well, he like looks over and like
scoot over.
I actually have a couple questions for you too.
Oh,
Scoot over?
Yeah, you know what, this can wait. What? Yeah, like, what about?
I appreciate that you guys are being so hospitable to me and my brother, but Why are we here?
Right, that's the thing I was gonna tell you about. You do like metalwork, right? Like the jewelry shit.
That's more my brother.
No, but like you like the what do you do? Again, what do you call it?
Jeweling.
Dueling. Right.
Correct.
You and your brother. I need something, or I need you to do something.
Like you want jewelry?
Kinda.
So he gestures down like the sword that he's carrying. And yes, as we stated, it's weird that he's carrying the sword.
So funny thing about this.
He grabs the handle and pulls it out. There's about an inch of blade on it.
It's not whole.
And he slides that back in.
The rest of the sword's still in there. I need someone to reforge this. Also, most of the handle is filled with transparent diamond.
I hope you understand that we're not going to be able to do that.
No, okay. It's not that hard. I have all the materials. I've spent a long time gathering it.
It's not that it's hard. It's that... Do you understand what a metal like this means to our culture?
Well, it might be necessary soon.
Did you...
You mean, I don't...
Don't you have other weapons? I would be happy to fix.
This isn't for me. This is for, and like he gestures over at...
Sorry, I just thought, this isn't for me. This is whoever I might be stabbing at the time.
No, this is... I have my own weapons. This is... I think you're about to see, but that's why I brought you two along. Because you know how to do, like, your gems and, like... Mostly I brought you along because you know how to find stuff, I heard.
Maybe.
You find stuff. Or, like, you find people who have stuff, and you get the stuff from them.
Are you telling me that this sword belongs to the Western...
Well, and then you hear proceeding down the hallway. First of all, you don't see him first. You see his hat. You see a hat with a gigantic steel-ridged feather come into view. He's pretty well built. This looks like a man who can handle his own. He comes in. He has two servants with him.
How old does he look?
Not that old. Maybe late 20s. Yeah, he's tanned. He's got a few. You can see some trailing scars down his neck. A big open robe he's wearing.
Human?
Yes. Actually, surprisingly human. But you can see a big open robe that probably shouldn't be open. There's a lot of hair in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little like there's hair. There's sand in the hair. It's rough. He's tracking sand inside right now.
It's like a fur coat? It's good for... Okay.
No, like chest hair.
Yikes.
Yeah. It's rough. And there's a visual response from everyone in the room.
Nest.
Yes. As he storms into this room and points a finger.
You have defiled everything we stand upon.
Candyce is like...
It is good to meet you again as well,
Here we go
Nahue.
again.
Is that it?
It's just sort of a...
I mean...
Yes. If you have no other business, I will now ask you to leave.
And he reaches down. There's a pair of gloves on his belt. He reaches down and he grabs that.
You would let this outsider defile every ounce of our customs.
He points over to Candyce.
You would let them back. You would accept them with open arms.
Candyce looks at Raw with the expectation of like, wow, she's about to win this argument really quickly.
Yeah, Ra is she seems unfazed by this this man barging into her room and declaring things. She looks over and then back and...
I have accepted her under the terms of tournament. I have beaten her in a show of arms and force, and she is now under my supervision and under my claim too, I would say.
And there's a moment.
Candyce is like, it's pretty surprised, honestly. Like,
And he takes the pair of gloves up. And he strikes Raw across the face.
Oh!
And there's a moment from both sets of the two servants behind him sort of fall back a little bit. And
fall back. Guys, do your job.
And Ra's guardsmen immediately go forward. And yes, this Prince Nahue, he actually goes, there's a moment, he goes for the sword at his side. And they all stop. And they're frozen there again. I accept. And they fall back, the guardsmen, back to Ra's side, as you see her reach up and brush some sand away from her face. And the prince stares at her for a moment. It will be a hawk hunt. And he turns, and he leaves, and his servants follow behind him.
I apologize, but may I please receive a explanation for what has just occurred?
He's in charge of another Dune clan. He's a big asshole. He's challenging Ra again, and the challenge is a hawk hunt, which makes sense. He's pretty good at that.
Pallas raises.
Yeah?
What is that?
A hawk hunt is a kind of anachronistic game, closer to gladiatorial combat. It was basically, you would mount an animal, and you would ride it. And it could be done with however many people you want. Mm-hmm. And then your opponents would also mount animals, and you would have hawks. And the game was, you and your group of people on mounted vehicles or animals have to avoid the other group's hawks, and they have to do the same. So you are in an area, an arena, and you are riding these animals, and you have to avoid the hawks that are swooping down, that are trying to knock you off your horse.
Can you...
So in the modern context...
punch the hawks?
In the modern context, you're in a vehicle, a ground vehicle. And there are air vehicles trying to shoot you down.
Ah, I see.
So a hawk hunt is basically, there's a big track, and you are trying to incapacitate the other drivers. And there are also aircraft who are protecting you, and there's an aircraft that's trying to hit the other person. So it's a giant game of basically just...
Chicken. No. What's the game where you sit on the person's other shoulders
chicken,
inside the
chicken.
pool?
Yeah.
Where, like, you have someone underneath you inside the pool, and then you have the person on top of your shoulders has to fight and take the other person down.
It's basically just a derby, but with,
murder.
It's what is it? Oh, yeah, I forgot. You have to get the vehicle to a certain point.
Oh, it's a race. Right?
It's a race.
Basically, it's a race.
Okay.
But if you can get your ground vehicle to their side before they get theirs to yours... But yeah, there's basically aircraft. So it was this grand game that they would play, and they stopped doing it because a lot of people were dying.
So what is the point of this?
He has basically just issued a challenge to Ramahala in the form of a game.
And what does he win if he wins?
This is he has just challenged her for the authority of the Dune Lords.
How do we know that?
You challenge somebody by hitting them with your gloves.
Then also, like, everyone knows that's what he wants.
Yeah, he has...
What else would he be challenging her for?
He has hated the rule of the Mahalas for a while. Yeah, Ramahala's dad was challenged and killed in a hawk hunt.
Candyce kind of, like, leans back in her chair, like, not to, you know, this maybe means nothing coming from me, but I feel like it's a little bit, hypocritical for this guy to challenge you again for the same thing after losing.
No, he won.
But, he challenged Ra before.
No,
he didn't. I thought you said that he had challenged her.
No.
Okay.
What happened was he challenged her father, and her father wouldn't yield, and so he killed him. And then Ra took up the throne.
Sure.
How did Ra take up the throne when the son took right of rule?
And then Ra challenged him to a duel, a one-on-one combat in single combat, and then won that.
That's what I was remembering. Okay.
Yeah, you can challenge somebody as many times.
Oh, really? I thought.
Yes.
I thought. All right, maybe I'm misremembering. I thought you had said at some point.
It depends on what you stake.
It was.
It's considered very dishonorable.
Right. That's what I was getting at. That he was, going on about honor, and then he's doing this.
If this pig cared about honor, he would take a long ride into the desert.
Maybe a shower.
Figured he'd shave.
So, will this impede on my business here?
Ra returns to the table and she sits down.
This would be unacceptable for the foreseeable future. A hawk hunt is played with 5 team members. And I require team members.
Are you seriously looking at us?
She raises her brows.
Your Majesty,
No.
I don't mean to be rude, but why are we here?
You are present and you are providing them with your housing?
Yes.
That is enough cause as any, I see.
Your Majesty, we are just humble metal workers. We don't have anything to do with this royal stuff.
You do now.
Oh.
I apologize. This is not an offer I am extending to you.
I don't know what I'd be doing inside of this hawk hunt, however, I don't have any...
This is a decree that I am laying upon you. It is now your responsibility.
And she stands, and she snaps, and her servants gather to her, and she leaves the room.
Well, it's good to know.
Candyce starts to visibly starts to try and say something, but then it's just like, I'm just gonna wait. It's fine.
So,
you do hawk hunts before?
I've seen one.
Yeah, I've also seen one. It's
fucking nuts.
There's a reason we stopped doing it.
Not bad sport. I'll be real.
Okay, so it's... My understanding is...
Basically, what's gonna happen is this. Someone's gonna be in probably a dune treader, maybe a ripsaw, probably not. Some heavier. Then there's gonna be a defender, and there's gonna be an attacker. So, somebody in...
One of them's in the sky, though, right?
No, there's two people in the sky.
So there's a ground attacker, a ground defender, and 2 attackers in the sky?
There's 2 on both.
Okay.
And then...
Somebody's gonna be running defense, somebody's gonna be running offense. Same thing for both. So, basically...
So to meet the 5-on-5, 1 driver, 1 defender, 1 attacker, and 2 in the sky.
Yes.
Alright.
Then there's a gunner for the defender. So yeah, that's it's 5, or sometimes it's switched around. What I'm thinking is we still got that griffin, right?
Do we really want to do combat in a griffin?
Hey, for a defender, there's that mounted gun there. All we have to do is keep an aircraft off a ground vehicle. I think that's not bad for, griffin capabilities. It's maneuverable.
If nothing else, we can go for that. At least I'm familiar with it. I'm gonna take a look at the dock or whatever.
If I could have your attention for a moment.
Yeah.
I realize now that extradition will be difficult, if not impossible, from this current venue. So, to expedite this process, I believe I have something that could help this along. You are in need of a pilot for
Attacking. Yeah, an attacker pilot.
Yes. You are in need of that, yes?
Sure, I mean, Fox can fly, kind of, but...
You get like a...
Preferably, maybe someone with more experience, sure.
He leans forward and he smiles.
I do actually have in my current retinue someone who could be of service.
Alright.
Franz Gevet.
Sounds familiar.
You look around and you like...
Is he good at his job?
Yes, Baron Franzgevet.
Okay.
He would be there to accompany you on your ritual.
Yeah, no, I think I know that kid from flight school. I can't place a face, but
He would be accompanying you in his Pegasus class.
okay. So I think. All right, hold on. What's Ra's like official title?
Regent.
All right, I think
High Regent.
I think we should probably double check this with High Regent Mahala first. It's I don't know if.
You would be participating, would you not?
More what I'm saying is I'm not confident that this guy, whoever he is on our side, really.
He,
no offense,
drums fingers a little bit.
He will follow a given order. And right now, what I need is for you to be returned intact to the Imperial provinces. And since I cannot do this within the normal means of diplomacy, I will have to use whatever means I have at hand. So if that means participating in a, frankly, anachronistic ritual, then I will do so.
See that's my all right. Again, we'll have to check, but that's kind of my point. I don't think this isn't some sort of pissing contest. Like if this guy does it, I want him to give it his all.
You see him smile at that, and
Oh, you need not worry about his dedication or skill. That is why he is in my personal retinue currently. He has flown 50 times, and has a current air-to-air record of 43.
Christ. Alright. Well, nothing to it but to do it, I guess.
yeah, you knock at the door again.
Oh, when is this happening?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that too. Is this like in a week or like,
Yeah, they continue knocking.
I'm sure one of his people will talk to one of her people. Someone gonna get that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not getting up.
Hey,
Let
shit,
the
aren't there
other
like
servants
maids or
leave.
something?
I'll get up and open the door.
Yeah, you're gonna open the door. There's
Are there not like people by
Yeah,
the door
right.
to open the door?
no, all the servants left. You're just alone in this room. A messenger opens the door and
you are being awaited at the airfield.
Oh, so we're just doing it now.
Fuck, like
Alright.
now?
God, of course he would do it right now. This
Wait,
fucking-
did he? Oh my god, he came
stands
ready to
up.
do it?
You know, you gotta know the guy, but this tracks.
Fucking hell. Alright. So, yeah, Mr. the Baron, we'll get back to doing whatever the fuck it is you're here to do. Don't count on it, yeah? And he,
I see that you have maintained every ounce of your hospitable charm.
Yeah, we're so friendly over here.
if I had the chance, I would spin your face again.
Good day.
And the Baron stands and takes his leave.
A little aggro of you, Fox.
I am not fond of that man. Anyway, what I was talking about, oh yeah, Candyce, this actually involves you now. So I'd planned on, doing this over the course of a few weeks or months, but, so he, grabs the handle of the sword. This is very important, as you have, and he gestures to both Pallas and Richter.
Yes.
I apologize for having this, but, you know the meaning of this. You know the weight of having this. But this could also mean, well, to the more, ritualistic,
Traditional?
traditional.
This used to be a sign of leadership, of power. To have one of these, to have a sword made of, and he draws. There's
belongs to a king. Yes, I don't know why you have it though.
Yeah, he draws. There's about 3 inches of the blade still
Please
attached to the
don't
handle.
tell me you're like the descendant of some ancient king. I will actually vomit.
No, God, no. I found this in the tomb. Well, the defiled tomb.
So you took it from a tomb?
It was defiled. That's another story. So this could give Ra Mahala the complete claim over both the eastern and western territories.
Why didn't you bring this up?
Well, because, I didn't want to start a small civil war between the two, but, that just is happening currently.
Can I...
So, you two, metal jewel workers, he shows you there's a small hole in the blade. This is where a transparent diamond should be. Do you know where you could get one of those?
I have my suspicions.
Okay, could you actually acquire that?
A transparent diamond.
It would take time. This goes completely against what we believe in as our people.
Right, but
we can also... It is for Ra Mahala.
Right, this would...
From a defiled grave.
Yeah, okay, I didn't do it.
By giving it back to the proper rulership.
I didn't defile it.
I showed up, it was already there, it's a long story, I'll tell you that later. You metalwork, right? What's your name again? God, I'm sorry.
Name is Richter.
Right, Richter. You metalwork, right? You made that blade on your back.
Giving the sword back to Ra Mahala, from my current understanding, would effectively re-sanctify the sword, so I think it works for us.
He sets it down. Yeah, there's about 3 inches of the blade there. It looks like it has been broken. I need it reforged. Do you think you could? He wiggles the sheath and the rest of the blade comes out.
I'm not very experienced with it, but in theory it can be done.
It hits the table, this length of blade, and you hear it resound. Give me a roll, everyone. Just roll a d20 for everyone in the room.
Candyce gets a 2. That's how many eyes I have.
Right.
Richter gets a 19.
Oh! Roll for Pallas.
He actually got a slay 20 because he didn't.
Roll for Kitty Cat.
And then you got a 1. That's
Damn.
how many arms I have.
What?
Anyway.
Candyce moment.
Actually, re-roll for Candyce.
Reroll for Candyce.
Candyce gets advantage.
Advantage.
Pourquoi?
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 11.
The sword resounds on the table, and
My arm turns off.
Yeah, for
it
real.
doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay.
No, this is
It gets bigger.
Is a solid black kind of shut up, bluish metal,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
but it resounds and it bounces off the walls. And Richter, you hear the sound, and within it you hear a voice. For a moment, you hear what sounds like a call. And it's not words that you can understand. It is a meaning that just resounds in your head. And it is a call to something, and the sound fades and it's gone. Candyce, you for a moment hear words that you don't understand. You can almost remember what they are, that you've heard them before. Maybe sometime far ago in your childhood, but you hear these words and they're almost a chant. And the sound is gone.
It's been a hot second. Are the Dune Lords of the culture that have superstitions?
Oh, a bunch, yes.
Bunch?
They
Okay.
have really, really old religious
I
beliefs.
think if I remember correctly, they used to be cultists who just gathered in the desert and then became
There were nomads that accepted cultists.
right, and they sort of meshed.
Never heard an
can
ancient
I-
king. Go ahead.
Can I do like a religion check?
Yes, which is good for Candyce.
It should be. I don't have anything to it, but 3. Fuck it.
3.
That's fine.
It's familiar.
I mean that makes sense given the narration you did.
Yes.
Never
And
heard
he taps the blade. And this all happens in the span of a second. And he taps the blade.
That was Never told me you had a ghost sword.
Never heard an ancient king's call to re-sanctify a sword before, but
This
let's
is
get to
living
work.
steel.
He slides it back through his
Can
belt.
He's coming with us if we're leaving, right? Well, we
Are
have
we
to do
leaving together? Yes.
the thing.
I actually wanted to try and talk to Ra. Is she headed for the...
You see, she is in the lobby, and she is conversing with just dozens of messengers and consultants. She's just surrounded.
Okay. Candyce will like tap Fox on the shoulder. Hey, can I have that book back? I want to get this done before I end up dying in a fireball.
Oh, right, yeah, the book. Oh, yeah, here you go. And he pulls it out of a pouch and hands it over.
Alright, yeah, she'll take that.
Alright, you two, we have, 5 hours before evening? I want to get out into that market and see if we can find what we need.
I thought we were all supposed to head over to the airfields.
Yeah, but, fuck them. They can find us when they need us.
Okay.
You, I want to double check. You think you can do this? When I mean completely pure diamond. Do you think you could find that?
So, the thing about the markets,
Right.
you're probably gonna have to come with me.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds right.
There's sort of a law of equal exchange. So if you have anything on you worth what you're looking for...
So we're gonna have to trade up, aren't we?
Yeah.
Do
Alright.
you have something like that?
I have a few things.
I mean, it's a great... It's a balanced economy, but when you want something expensive, it's annoying as all hell.
I mean, maybe for those of us who aren't broke.
Fucker, I lived at the Pallas. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you have a job?
I did.
He looks over Ra and back at you.
I help with the water shit. Alright, whatever.
Oh, yeah. You're, helping get things wet. And then Fox is out the door.
Candyce is going to aim her arm and, just try and trip him up with a blast of air.
What? So you try to pierce the veil of people.
Pierce the veil.
I heard it as I was saying. Pierce the veil.
Yeah, no, she's gonna make herself visible but not interrupt and just kind of wait for the
Yeah, you hear the crowd of people talking. Basically, she has to start arranging the fact that she's going to be participating in this. There's talk of what happens if and next of kin, which she doesn't have any of. How do we do that? What are we going to set up? Who are we going to use? And you see there's an imperial scribe who is there, who is conveying that they want to lend the services of their pilot. And they found that acceptable, considering that he will be flying on Candyce's behalf.
Sure.
Because no one is willing to spare a pilot to fly for Candyce.
God damn.
Because, also, no one else in the kingdom yet knows that she has basically made things right yet, so...
Sure, right, fair enough.
Still just an outsider infidel. But yeah, Ross sees you, and there's a moment, and she finishes with her current conversation, and holds a hand up and walks aside.
Yeah. Hey. Look, I want to make clear that I meant when I said, when I first got here, I'm really sorry. You were 100% right. I should not have left. It was stupid and arrogant of me to think that I could prevent this war. And I'm sorry, and I...
She holds a hand up.
The most you could do to mend this situation is to fight on your own behalf and on mine, and to make right what you have done.
Again, I mean it when I say I will do anything.
I require you as my gunner.
Alright? I mean, if you think that's where I'm best placed...
And she thinks, and...
No. That is not where I think you are best placed. I think you are best placed in the air, where you have been trained to be.
She nods. Also, Fox found a ceremonial sword.
Like there's like a pause, and
I don't know what.
So that's why the bastard is here.
Does he know about that?
There have been rumors for weeks that, yes, that the crown of Saul was found. It's not a crown, it is a blade. It was said to hold the spirit of many thousands of warriors in it. It was what he used to unite the 3 regencies of the Dunelands.
Well, I saw it, and that sounds like an apt description.
And she...
It's kind of broken at the moment, but...
Broken, like...
Oh.
Not unfixably so.
Oh, that is... troubling. Well, that explains why he is here and why he's so adamant. He wishes to claim it for himself and claim ultimate regency over the 3 provinces.
What? While we're on the topic of why people are here, do you think the Baron actually is just here for me? Like, I don't think...
No.
Not to demean myself, but I don't think I'm worth the trip.
I think that was a pretense to get inside and get... Well, they wanted to get someone here without being shot down immediately.
Right.
And, well, it worked and he is here now, but I believe he is trying to... The Empire is more cautious than they have been in the past. This troubles me.
Yeah, trust me.
They have never been slow to war before, but they do not want it now.
Actually, to that point, she pulls out the book. This is everything that I have found in my time working for one of the heads.
You see, like, eyes widen.
Oh.
She gives it to her.
Yeah, like she takes that.
This is why he is here.
Maybe I was pretty discreet about it, about recording all this,
like
but...
she opens it up and...
If I had to guess, he is here because your... What did you call him?
Richard?
Benefactor?
Cocks her head.
He knew where to find you.
Right.
And he is here to find you. And I believe that is because he suspects you of knowing something.
Probably.
She snaps it shut.
I was around during a lot of his crimes. It sucks, actually. That's not important. The point is, I'm willing to play ball with these people if it'll get us an in, if that makes sense.
And she taps on the book.
I do not want you to think I am only concerned for my kingdom and my reputation, but I need to win this.
She nods.
I need to win this for everyone in my family who has lived, who has suffered at the hands of this.
She stops and...
At this murderer.
Alright, well...
And I need to show my kingdom, my people, that I am fit to lead.
I mean, you're... I might be a bit biased, but you are the best leader I have seen. And I've rubbed a lot of shoulders with leaders recently.
I mean, she smiles just a little.